Welcome to Season 6 of Model Airport Reviews, the series in which I review your model airports. Season 6 will consist of 8 episodes in which I review 20 model airports, so in total 160 airports will be reviewed. After each episode, you will be able to vote through the link in the description on one of the 20 airports featured in the video. The top 3 of those votes will progress to the grand finale, and each week's episode winner will receive a €10 TradeWings webshop voucher, and it will win the TradeWings Airport of the Week award. After 8 episodes, we'll be left with 24 grand finalists. These 24 will be shrunk down to 16 who will compete in the live grand finale. Not only the best airports will be able to win, but also the airport sections with the most potential can win. For example, there is an airport with a good-looking cargo section, but it misses the ground service equipment. It will win the TradeWings Cargo GSC bundle. And the same goes for the general aviation and military bundles. And with all that, let's review your model airports. This is Sunhang International Airport in South Korea, a lovely 1 to 400 scale model airport. And wow, there is so much activity going on this model airport. First of all, the cargo section, where he has only got 3 aircraft, but look at how many containers and ground service equipment vehicles are driving around. Also, going to the left, we see some very nice paper buildings and a bunch of cars on the land side of the airport on the left as well. The passenger side of things looks crazy as well. So many things going on. A bunch of vehicles driving around all of the aircraft. I love the trees here, and once again, so many cars driving around here. Some cool details that he added are the actual fuel prices and branding at a fuel station. And I really like this detail where he has the maximum height of the vehicles passing underneath the jet bridge. And did I already say this airport beautifully lights up at night? As he's got LEDs installed in both the runway and the taxiway and all of the terminal floodlights. Really incredible to see. This is so much work and effort put into this airport, but it's absolutely been worth it. All in all, a fantastic airport to start Season 6 off with. Moving on to Australia, where we have Melbourne Tullamarine International Airport. What stands out to me are the lovely ground markings and the beautiful self-made terminal. Really an eye for detail on the terminal. There are so many things to see here, so many different compartments. I like all of the texture on the roof. The design of the jet bridges is very interesting to see as well. He's taken his airport outside to take these pictures, which gives a lovely effect of the sun. This photo could have been real life, if you ask me. Really a good job. And an incredible looking model airport. Airport Review Season 6 is powered by TradeWings, your shop for 3D printed airport accessories like ground service equipment vehicles, airport buildings, and also 1 to 500 scale aircraft models. On their webshop tradewings.shop, use code ARS6 for 10% off your next order. Here we have Redland International Airport in the USA. I like how on the modeling grass he added these grass tufts and tiny trees, and he also made this ILS box and these poppy lights. Around the aircraft he has got some ground service equipment, and I like all of the airport workers that he added. But some more ground service equipment, like in this situation, would make it look even more realistic. Add pushback tugs, catering trucks, which will add even more realism to your airport. Here is Amsterdam Airport Schiphol. The Dutch airport he has created 2 terminals of. What makes it look so nice is that he added a bunch of model airplanes which are all actually in real life flying to Amsterdam. Like this nice lineup of KLM Cityhopper aircraft with a bunch of ground service equipment around them. And I like how he simulated some scenarios like police picking up a criminal from an aircraft, or right here a medical situation on the rear of this Emirates A380. All in all, a lovely recreation of the Amsterdam airport. Here is Dragon Isle Joint Use Airport. It's a Singaporean airbase with fighter jets but also civil aircraft. I like the color palettes of these fighter jets, which I believe he made himself. But be sure to add a bit more scenery around your airport, like some trees to add more realism to it. This is Morugdong Airport in Australia. In this room he's got the airport down here and some more models on this shelf. In the dark he has installed some LED lights, and what I also like on his airport are these branded Qantas buses. Really nice addition to your Australian airport. What you could add is a background. Instead of this blue wall, add a nice Australian landscape or city skyline. This is New Podoso International Airport in the Philippines. A huge model airport located on 2 tables, right next to his desk setup. It's a neat looking airport with a self-built terminal. The coolest details here are the door which actually opens. I think he printed this part and stuck it on the model. And here on this Asiana Airlines he made these spoilers and smoke coming off the tires as it touches down on the ground. Some really cool details. This is Tanga International Airport in India, a airport fully made out of paper. I see quite a lot happening in this picture, but there are only 2 aircraft models, so be sure to add even more. I really like how this China Southern Dreamliner is actually floating off the ground, thanks to some nice Photoshop. This is Port Macquarie International Airport in Australia. The airport features a bunch of 3D printed ground service equipment. And my tip for you is, on the modeling grass, add some grass tufts and maybe some trees. This is Airport Lacuruna in Spain, featuring a nice selection of European airlines around these 3D printed terminals. He's also got this Lego made terminal, where he has got all the wide-body aircraft situated. And a cool detail is behind the terminal. He has got this huge parking lot and all of these road signs and Iberia branding, which I find a nice realistic looking detail. Next we go to snowy Lithuania, where we have Palanga Airport, where it seems like a huge snowstorm just hit the airport, as there is a bunch of snow on this aircraft. Next to the snow he also added lights to the airport, which look lovely. I hope you'll be able to add a bit more color to the rest of the airport, as the terminal is now the same color as the ground, which doesn't really make it stand out. Or you can add a background of Lithuania here on the wall. Welcome to Nova Scotia International Airport in Halifax, Canada. This 3-year project features 850 optic fiber lights which beautifully light up this airport at night. Really incredible work. And I like how he split up his airport into different sections. On the left here he has got the cargo section. In the center bottom are some private jets. On the right a huge terminal for all of the passenger traffic, with some remote stands in the back. And all the way in the back is then some cargo section, I think, with narrow body aircraft. But let's not forget to talk about all of the scenery around the airport. So many trees, even some hilly terrain all the way in the back. And the background with the mountains adds so much realism as well. Nova Scotia International Airport, I think you're going to get some great support by the people, as you've got an incredible looking model airport. Here we have another airport located in Halifax, Canada. Halifax Southern Airport, a neat looking airport, but if you consider the previous airport, I think there is a bunch of inspiration to get from there and implement on your own airport. Next we go to Noah's Airport in Brisbane, Australia. I like how you, with some markers and Legos, built an airport on the minimal space available. You've got a really nice collection of model aircraft, and if you have more Lego in your possession, I would say keep on building with the terminal. Next we go to the tropical Hawaii, where we have Honolulu Airport. An airport with a runway located next to the water, which he nicely recreated. I also like the fencing in between the runway and the beach. The terminal and hangars are built out of paper, and now I recognize this airport, as this is the layout which I made in this video. Really cool to see that you took your own inspiration from it and added the beach, and also the Hawaiian background adds a nice effect. This is Atlantic City Airport with a single terminal and runway. I like the detail of the country flags that you added, and also the self-made floodlights are a great detail. This is Skyport Airfield in Bangalore. The cool detail are the Air Canada branded buses that he made himself. But be sure to add more markings to the rest of your airport, just like you did on the runway. This is Greater Manchester Airport, which is an aircraft model store ground mat combined with the GeminiJets terminal. On the airport he has got a bunch of GeminiJets ground equipment and a nice selection of models, but like I mentioned in the video where I reviewed exactly this airport mat, be sure to add your own details to it, like I did with modeling grass in that video. This is West Coast International Airport in California, with a nice layout of taxiways and 2 runways. And of course a 3D printed terminal, with a bunch of 3D printed jet bridges and ground service equipment around it. My big tip for you is to add taxiway outlines to the yellow taxiway lines, and you can also add concrete tiles with a pencil by making 2x2 cm squares. And the final airport in this video is Gold Bay International Airport in New York. The gold is nicely seen in the images as it's golden hour with the sun setting. A neat model airport with American traffic, of course. A nice terminal made out of paper, but you might want to add a background, some more ground service equipment, and on the modeling grass some grass tufts or an ILS box. And that brings us to the end of this video. Through the link in the description, be sure to cast your vote for your favorite model airport of this episode. Voting closes Sunday night, and the winner of this poll will be crowned TradeWings Airport of the Week and receive a €10 TradeWings webshop voucher. If you want to register your model airport, that link will also be in the description. Now thank you for watching, please consider to like and subscribe, and then I will see you in the next video.